Hi, St. Peter's parents. I feel like we were just meeting in September, and here we are, and it's May, and we have wrapped up another year of faith formation. Thank you for a great year. So I want you to think about a question right now, and I bet it's not going to take you long to come up with an answer. Who is your favorite teacher or coach? Did they come to mind right away? I bet they did, right? All of us have that person. For me, it was Miss Haran. She was my high school history teacher, and I didn't love history, but I loved her. And she kind of made me love history, and she made me feel important, right? And I bet if you thought about that teacher or coach, you would say the same. It was probably less about the subject and more about their connection, right? And how they made you feel, and maybe life lessons that they taught you. And so I'm here to tell you, you can be that person, right? It sounds like an infomercial. You too can be that person, but you actually can. So something really cool that I get to do is interview the confirmation candidates preparing to be confirmed. And one thing I always ask them is, what is something about the confirmation journey, about the formation journey that you really loved? What was your favorite thing? And without fail, the majority say my small group leader, right? Which are like the catechists for confirmation. One in particular told me a story a couple of weeks ago that she said, my small group leader, Grace, said to us, pray when you're brushing your teeth. And I was like, toothbrush prayer, like what is that? And she said, well, Grace said you brush your teeth every day. And so for those 2 minutes, pray, right? If you're not praying at all, pray when you brush your teeth. And the girl said to me, I started doing it, but now I pray more than when I'm brushing my teeth. How powerful is that, right? Grace's story, Grace's little, tidbit, like changed this girl's prayer life. And that will stay with her. How powerful, right? And that's just a small thing. So you may think, I have to be a theology expert or a professional teacher to be a catechist. And it's not true. You just have to be you, right? You as you is what the kids in front of you will need. And you will have an impact on them in ways you cannot imagine. We hear this expression, God is not outdone in generosity, right? Whatever you give him, he multiplies. So we give him that effort, right? And that chance to be used for the sake of our kids, right? To be witnesses to them. He will do incredible things with it. Wouldn't it be amazing if here at St. Peter's, every child knew that the adults in these pews, right, were invested in them, that they thought they were important, and that those adults thought God was important enough to bring them to those kids? How would that change and grow the culture of not just St. Peter's, but like the literal world, right? Because there are things those teachers did for you that you took into the rest of your life. You have the chance to do the same. One of the things I hear is like the overwhelm, right? Like so many commitments, which I totally get. And I think one of the cool things about our program is it's not every week, right? It's once a month. I feel like once a week's a lot to do things. Once a month is manageable. So I just want you to think and pray about what you could do. Could you be a catechist? Could you be a co-catechist with someone else so you could tag team? Could you be an aide in the classroom or a hall monitor? There's so many ways we need help. And we don't just need manpower, right? We do. We need the manpower. But we need you, like your witness and your testimony that's for those children, and it will transform this parish, right? And it will transform the church and the world, literally. And so please think and pray about it and be brave. Be brave. If it's something you haven't done, click the form below, fill it out, and we'll talk about it. And we'll talk about the best place where you can serve and where you can be comfortable, but also bear fruit and have an impact like you cannot imagine on the world, truly. So thanks for hearing me out. I hope that you have a beautiful, restful summer, and I will see you in September. St. Peter the Apostle, pray for us.